this is the sign that was hanging over our entrance to our offices, which are up on Hollywood Boulevard. Our offices cost us $500 a month, and I think that building actually tore it down. It's a museum piece now. I think the frame costs more than the whole budget of the movie. This is our first company that Quentin and I had for Reservoir Dogs. I made a little horror movie for $100,000 with a guy named Scott Spiegel. It was a great little, it all took place in a grocery store. And Scott Spiegel is the guy who introduced Quentin and I. Quentin and I are like a married couple. You know, we've been together a long time, and it's truly a case where 1 + 1 = more than 2. And we are moving along there, and both of us are struggling on our own. And somehow, together, we are able to do what each of us individually were not able to do. Sometimes we fight like a married couple. When Quentin wrote this script, he literally wrote it in 3.5 weeks. I'll never forget going over to his house, and he has this old typewriter, and he started pecking away at it. It was pretty funny because it was all those bad spelling, and it was not, you know, it doesn't look like a script because it's not formatted, quote unquote, the way a script is supposed to be formatted. When he sort of pitched me the idea in my living room, he was telling me the story. You know, he said, you know, I just want to write this story, and it's about a bunch of guys. They pull a jewelry heist. They come back. At that point, it was a garage. They come back to a garage. Someone's been shot. Someone's been killed. There's an undercover cop in the mix. You don't know who it is. As he was telling me the story, I just knew we were off and running into something really great. That casting process was probably the best casting process I'll ever go through. We had so many groups of actors, so many great actors actually that came in. And it was really about putting together the right ensemble, the right group, the right chemistry. When that process was nearing its end out here, Harvey said, you know, we should go to New York and check out the New York actors. Well, Quentin and I were broke. You know, Quentin at that time didn't have a car. I'd pick him up, and you know, or he'd take the bus, and I hadn't, you know, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with a roommate, and I didn't have money to go to New York. And so Harvey said, I'll tell you what, I'll fly you guys to New York. There'd be times when it'd be Quentin and me and Harvey in the room with an actor, and we would read 2 or 3 roles with each actor, be in the room for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and for whatever reason, I got to be the cop sitting in the chair. And guys would bring in knives, and guys would bring in guns. A guy would go, here, gun, but he said, look, it's not loaded. He said, sorry, no guns. He said, no, but look, it's not loaded. And we would get in, you know, guys would like get into, you know, the whole physical thing, and I get knocked over, and it was this it was like walking into a locker room. It was great, and see, that's where we cast Steve Buscemi. And actually Steve came in and gave an okay audition, not a bad audition, but not a great audition, but there's something about his energy. We go, this is the guy. And then later that night, Harvey took us out to the Russian tea room. Now, I'm from New York, but I was always broke. I never could afford to go into the Russian tea room. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the Russian tea room with Harvey and Quentin. And at that point, I said to Harvey, I said, look, Harvey, you know, you've done so much. I think we should make you a co-producer in the movie. He said, Lawrence, you know, what took you so long? I've been waiting for you to say this. You know, it's about time. I'll never forget, because we cast all day on Friday, and we took the red eye Friday night. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. We meet. You know, Harvey's in first class, we're in coach. We meet in the middle, and Harvey goes, boys, you know, someday you'll be in first class. But right now, when it's on my dime, I'm in first, you're in coach. I'll never forget the first day. We always like to have a dinner. I mean, it's become a sort of a thing now, but we started on Reservoir Dogs. We like to have like a dinner with all the actors before we shoot. And we were all sitting around there, and it was me and Richard Gladstein, and I think Monty Hellman was there, but all the actors, Eddie and Michael Madsen and Chris Penn and Quentin and Buscemi and all these guys. And we were at Harvey's house, and people started talking about prison time. Everybody there had been in jail at one point or another. And Richard Gladstein and I looked at each other and go, this is it. This is the movie. We're in the movie. It's great. Doing Reservoir Dogs, we were like doing everything for the first time. But somehow we were so, whatever we had done to that point in each of our lives to get to that point, we had all that potential energy that was waiting to get transferred into kinetic energy. It was just ready to go. And all my background came to play, all his background came to play, and we did everything we could to just make that a great movie. But that's what everybody does. Everybody sets out to make a great movie. But that was our first movie, so it's a very special movie. It's like having your first child or something like that.